Thank you very much, Zaka, to taking us through all those details across the country. Let's go back to Radhika. She's in Mumbai. You know, Radhika, this is, so there's going to be a new trial which is going to begin, the huge campaign, I would say, which begins at 12:30 as far as a plasma therapy is concerned. Can you just get us those details on that, please?
That's right. This is a new trial that is started by the state government. State government will be launching. You know, yesterday also Uddhav Thackeray, in his address to the citizens, even as he was warning citizens to not step out and to ensure that whoever is showing symptoms to immediately consult a doctor, get themselves tested. He also appealed to citizens to donate plasma. So that is, one of the appeals that he had made yesterday. And it is in addition to this that this new trial is being launched. As far as plasma therapy is concerned, it is showing results. Yesterday Uddhav Thackeray did appeal to citizens to go ahead and donate their plasma because it has been showing results. We've seen over the last couple of months how several critical patients were being administered plasma. So that is one of the highlights as far as state government is concerned. One of the focus areas, as far as the medical fraternity in the state of Maharashtra is concerned, to make sure that more and more citizens, who've been cured or who've been recovered, go ahead and donate plasma, an appeal that has been made by Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray as well. And this new trial also being launched at about 12:30 p.m. Today. So different, steps and measures being taken, as far as the state government is concerned. We know for a fact that Maharashtra is grappling with huge numbers at this moment, 5,400 to be precise as far as yesterday's numbers are concerned. It has been standing at an average of 5,000 over the last 3 to 4 days. So it is not leaving any stone unturned in ensuring that, every factor as far as medical medical solutions are concerned is being factored in for treatment. So yes, all that is being considered in consultation with various people in the medical fraternity, doctors and various medical experts. So that is something that the state government is looking at. The numbers are, as far as Mumbai is concerned, yes, we can, confidently say that there is some amount of, stability, because it has not gone above 1,500 in the last couple of weeks. It has been standing at 1,200. Of course, we saw 2,000 being reported on a single day, but that was because of reconciled data. Reconciliation exercise is still happening, especially as far as the number of deaths are concerned. Yes, the cases are increasing. As Zaka just pointed out some time back, it's the Mumbai metropolitan region that is the new focus area, not just Mumbai, but the areas around it, be it, Navi Mumbai, be it Thane, be it Palghar, even areas such as Pune are showing an increased spike. So the focus has shifted there, newer hotspots emerging, not just within the city of Mumbai, but outside of Mumbai as well. So yes, currently, the state government is trying to balance it out between, providing better medical infrastructure, coming out with more facilities, of course, publicizing plasma therapy as well, and at the same time ensuring that citizens follow rules. That is something that Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray had been stressing on. As much as we are giving relaxations in the city of Mumbai or in the state of Maharashtra, we expect people to follow lockdown rules because there is no complete lifting of lockdown. Therefore, people have to follow social distancing. People have to follow, keep hygiene factors in mind. So all of this is being stressed by the state government, even as it is looking at newer avenues in terms of, medical infrastructure or in terms of cures and treatments. Even as that is being looked at, the focus is also to ensure that citizens of the state cooperate with the state government so that the numbers can dip eventually.
Yes, Radhika, that certainly is worrying, but there is also a ray of hope as far as the plasma therapy is concerned. Thank you very much, Radhika, for putting that into perspective. We're going to shift focus from Maharashtra to Karnataka, where equally there's a problem of a spike in the number of cases, and also the Bengaluru, which is a capital which is facing a huge spike. There are 783 new cases which took place in the last 24 hours alone. But unfortunately, the people refuse to learn a lesson. They continue to violate the social distancing norms and all the protocols which have been set in place by the government. So the Karnataka government has now decided that they are going to put geotags on people so as to track their movements, also ensure that no such violations take place so that these diseases can be avoided. Let's go across to Zaka once again to get a sense of what is it that the government is planning.
All right, the big worry, of course, in Karnataka of late has been the city of Bengaluru, which, by the way, up until now was not the problem area. The problem area were the northern districts, districts that are bordering Maharashtra. Karnataka itself has about 13,000 cases. It's quickly raised up, 1,200 added over the last 24 hours. Good news is the mortality rate is 1.6. It's about half of the national rate. And the recovery rate is also pretty good. It's a little less than the national rate, but nonetheless, it's somewhere in the ballpark. But Bengaluru is a big worry. And the reason for that worry is you've had another 700 odd cases that have been added in the last 24 hours. The big problem is this: 0 discharges over the last 24 hours. 779 new patients have been added. 0 folks have been discharged from hospital. There is a big worry as far as, the people who may not require hospitalization occupying hospital beds. Also look at these two figures, 2.7, that's double the state average mortality rate. So 1 in 2 people who are dying in the state of Karnataka are dying in the city of Bengaluru. And more importantly, the recovery rate is 16%. That's an abysmal rate, because the national average is 57-58%. Even the state is about 56-57%. But in Bengaluru city, it's only 16%. So more people are occupying hospital beds, and more people are taking longer to be discharged from hospital beds as well. And that's why there's been this back and forth that's been going on between the state government and private hospitals in terms of reserving beds for citizens, for COVID patients. Just to run you through the Bengaluru 7-day curve, as it were, and a big worry over the last couple of days. Look at the figure at the bottom. There's been a 30% jump over the last couple of days. About 600 cases added between 26th and 27th, and between 27th and 28th, another 700 odd cases added. So another 30% jump. This is, has all the sort of mirrors of an exponential curve, and we will show this to you on the city curve, and you'll get a sense of why Bengaluru has reason to worry while all other cities seem to be coming down. The peak seems to be coming down. Take a look at this. Just in the last 3 days, this is an exponential curve. And this is what puts pressure on your hospital infrastructure. This is what puts pressure on your ICU beds, on your COVID facilities. This is something that no city can afford to. And unfortunately, in Bangalore's case, it's not showing any signs of a downward trend. This exponential growth over the last 3 days, clearly the city and the hospital authorities in the city have a lot on their plate.
Many thanks, Zaka, for putting us that into perspective. Yes, Karnataka is a worry, but the bigger worry is that people just don't seem to be getting serious. In fact, Deepa Balakrishnan and Revati have reported on the city's latest efforts to control the numbers.
Beds and more beds, 300 of them, at an indoor sports stadium in Bengaluru's upmarket Koramangala. Such isolated COVID care centres for asymptomatic patients are being added in university hostels, hotels and stadiums as the surge in patients continues.
So, ಸುಮಾರು ಈ ಥರ 2,000-3,000 ಬೆಡ್ಗಳು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಿರಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ನ್ಯೂಡಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ನ, ಬೆಡ್ ಅಲಾಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಒಬ್ಬ ನ್ಯೂಡಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್, ಆಂಬ್ಯುಲೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ನ್ಯೂಡಲ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ನ ನೇಮಕ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ನೇಮಕ ಆಗಿದೆ.
While supply is being ramped up, authorities are pointing to rampant violation of norms as a reason for the surge in cases. 1,700 cases of home quarantine violators have been identified and 10 lakh rupees collected as penalty. Criminal cases have been registered against 80 of them in the last 3 days alone. The government now plans a geotagging system to track those in home quarantine.
ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಮಾದರಿಯಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಟ್ಯಾಗನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕರೋನಾ ಹೋಮ್ ಕ್ವಾರಂಟೈನ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಮೊಬೈಲ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಮನೇಲಿಟ್ಟು ಬೀದಿಯೆಲ್ಲ ಸುತ್ತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 14 ಡೇಸ್ ಅದು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ. ಅವ್ರೇನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಸೈರನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್.
ಸರ್ ಫ್ರೀಲಾನ್ಸರ್.
In March, at the start of the COVID battle, Karnataka has asked those in home quarantine to upload geotagged selfies every hour to a government website. It is now going a step further. The Karnataka government had so far been cozy in the knowledge that districts in northern and coastal Karnataka were seeing more cases than Bengaluru. And these were attributed to migrant workers returning from other states, primarily Maharashtra. But the situation is completely reversed in the last 3 weeks. Almost 50% of the total cases in the states is from Bengaluru. And this has set off alarm bells that we might be headed the Mumbai or Chennai way. With Deepa Balakrishnan, Revati Rajwan in Bengaluru for CNN News 18.
Well, apart from that, there's another bigger problem in Karnataka, and the problem of plenty. There's a huge confusion among the ministers about who's really in charge. Now, a fourth minister has taken charge of the anti-COVID operations in the state. The Revenue Minister R. Ashok, who took over the COVID management last week, and since then the Medical Education Minister K. Sudhakar, who was in charge before him, has also been tweeting, which seems to be taunting the new in charge. R. Ashok, however, says that it's important that all of them put their heads together to fight the virus.
ಯುದ್ಧದ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕರೋನಾ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಹಬ್ಬಿರುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಜನ ಕೂಡ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಹೊರತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ನೇತೃತ್ವ ಯಾರಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನನ್ನ ನೇತೃತ್ವ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಲೇ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮೂಹಿಕವಾದಂಥ ಸಮುದಾಯದ ಒಂದು ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಇವರು ಯಾವುದು ಕೂಡ ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವು ಗಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ತೆಕ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವಾರದೊಳಗಡೆ
ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಸರ್ ಒಂದೇ ನಿಮಿಷ, ಈ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷದ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ. ಆದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಕೆಲವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವ ಟ್ವೀಟ್ಗಳು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಹುಟ್ಟಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಸರ್.
ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಟ್ವೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ಹಾಂ
Okay, so that's the problem in Karnataka. One, people are not following the rules, so there are social distancing norms which are being violated, which is why the state government has decided to go in for geo-tagging. But who is actually going to implement all this? There's a confusion on that as well, because again, the ministers are fighting among themselves. There are too many people who have been put in charge. That certainly is a cause for worry, because what is important at this point of time is that everyone needs to sink their differences, put their heads together to fight the virus. So, Revati, center, state fighting with each other, especially when they belong to two different political parties. We are seeing that. But within the state government, can the chief minister, is he trying to ensure that at least his colleagues are in it together and not fight with each other? Revati, I can understand state and centre. Actually, I don't understand, but if the centre and the state governments belonging to two different political parties are fighting with each other, we are seeing that. But within the same state government, colleagues disagreeing with each other publicly, isn't that defeating that purpose? Isn't that worrying the chief minister? Revati, if you can hear me, is this worrying the chief minister that his colleagues are fighting with each other? So Karnataka, especially Bengaluru, has seen a huge spike in the number of cases. And because of that, one of the main reasons which the state government feels is because people are not following the social distancing rules, and therefore they've come out with the geo-tagging. But that's not the only problem. The problem which we were talking about is also the fact that ministers are fighting with each other. We tried to get Revati on that. We are going to go back to her in a bit, but there's some